This is Hayes Q Jones, your DVD and Blu-ray baller on a budget, and this is HQ Videos for you. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please like, share, subscribe. Give a big thumbs up. If you're a current subscriber, you're greatly appreciated. Welcome. Come on in. You know the routine. This week, hit the pawn shop, Cash America. That's kind of like my honeypot where I get a lot of my used DVDs and Blu-rays. Also have Hamilton Book. Always have some great deals there. But before I get into what I purchased for the week, as you see here, we are on the way to the movies. This is the first time I've been in the movies since 2019. Last movie I saw in the theaters was Vin Diesel's Bloodshot back in 2019. So I haven't been back since the pandemic. So a little excited. You'll see what I'm going to watch at the end of this little intro here. But before I get into what I'm going to watch at the theaters, what I picked up at the pawn shop from Hamilton Book, not only do I collect movies, yes, I'm one of these weird individuals. I actually watch them also. And on a weekly basis, I like to share with you some of the stuff I've watched. And I'm going to kick it off with a Anchor Bay Blu-ray, The Man from Earth. This was written and directed by Jerome Bixby, and it's a 2007 sci-fi drama starring David Lee Smith, Tony Todd, you might know him from Candyman, also movie Sushi Girl, John Billingsley, Ellen Crawford, and William Catt. You might know William Catt from the old television show The Greatest American Hero. But The Man from Earth is very slow, somewhat cerebral film. There's not a lot of action. It all takes place in a house. Basically, the whole movie takes place in a house, and it revolves around the possibility that a man has lived over 10,000 years. I don't want to give the whole plot away. Very interesting. It actually gets somewhat philosophical and a lot religious towards the base of it, or a lot of it revolves around that though. I actually was tipped off by the movie by the sequel, Man from Earth Halogen, which I picked up at Dollar Tree. Very interesting film. It's not exciting, not flashy, but very interesting film. Get the opportunity, The Man from Earth. Second picture, speaking of Dollar Tree, is a movie called Reside. Actually, when I picked it up at Dollar Tree, it's called The Summons. This is written and directed by Wisset, and I'm probably going to murder this man's name, a Thai name, I believe it's Santaing. This is a Thai horror picture. If you can get around the subpar dubbing, because it was originally in Thai, and with dubbing it's very, sometimes they can get it right on, sometimes it's really bad. This is kind of in the middle. Very interesting storyline. Revolves around this ceremonial ritual that this woman is doing for this body, and I'll leave it at that. Kind of wild sometimes though, but if you can get around the bad dubbing, kind of like the somewhat over the top acting, interesting storyline. Reside, if you see that Dollar Tree, you probably see it under The Summoning. Next pick is a documentary that was on Netflix. I was perusing Netflix and came across this. Is This Black Enough for You? Documentaries outlining the history of Black actors and actresses in American media. And very interesting. It showed us in the beginnings where we only played slaves, servants, dimwits, and pretty much the lower, regulate to the lower levels of society. And it goes through the 70s, the Black exploitation, with essentially the first Black action hero with like Shaft, and how Shaft and the movie Shaft and the Shaft trilogy actually saved MGM Studio. Gave little excerpts on such fantastic directors as Gordon Parks, Melvin Van Peebles, some of the trials and tribulations they had to do just to get their movies made, and just some of the, I don't say misconceptions, but just some of the stereotypes they had and some of the taboos. For example, James Earl Jones played the great heavyweight champion Jack Johnson, and they had a love scene with him and a white woman, and just because of that, they had to rate that movie X-rated, and just the evolution of blacks in cinema. So very interesting. I think if you are interested in movies, no matter who you are, you should find this fascinating. Is that black enough for you? And my last pick, as you see as I'm approaching the movie here, is Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever. And this is the first movie I've been in since 2019, so very excited to see this. You have the beautiful Angela Bassett, Letitia Wright, Lupita Nyong'o. First of all, Angela Bassett, she's well into her 60s, early to mid 60s. She has this outfit on where you see her shoulders and arms. This chick is bad as hell. Even my wife and her friends are like, yeah, that's a bad bitch. Very emotional, dramatic, Marvel thriller. Not as much action as probably the Avengers or the past Black Panther, but a decent amount of action, a lot of drama, nice little twist. Love the ending. If you're going to be in the theater, or even if you're just watching whatever, they only have the one ending. They don't have the double ending after the credits, but very powerful ending. Love the movie. Maybe since I'm actually going out, maybe I'll go see Black Adam next. Now, without further ado, sit back, relax, have a drink, have a smoke, and I'll catch you on the other end of this theater. Excuse me, of this video. I was excited, as you can see, to go to the movies. Morning. Morning, how you doing? Right here, just looking. Thank you. Thank you.
but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before the new. Rewind, take it out of cue. Innocence can be a young man's game. Signed up for the hall of shame. I wish I knew how much I miss not knowing that we're all screwed when we play our roles
We are back at the Black Cave. Back at the Black Cave. We are back at the motherfucking Black Cave. I have my Hamilton book pickups here, my pawn shop pickups behind here. I have my 3D pick for the week, my classic pick, and a little some here and there. So let me get these scanned in, and we'll get into these in a minute and get you good people on your way. Give me just a moment. We're gonna kick this off with what I picked up at the pawn shop. Never seen this before. Tim Robbins, Derek Luke, and Catch a Fire, Catch a Fire. I've seen this before. Well, I've seen the advertisement. No, I can't say I've seen the trailer, but I've seen this title before. So I figure I'd pick it up. I do like Derek Luke. I think he was in Finding Forrester, I believe. And also the movie with Denzel. Can't think of that right now. It kind of slips my mind. So Universal release, Catch a Fire. Next one, we have my man, the myth, the legend, Samuel, say it with me now, motherfucking Jackson. Samuel motherfucking Jackson and Josh Hartnett and Resurrecting the Champ, another movie I haven't seen. I've seen this title around. Want to get in Blu-ray though, but for a quarter, yeah, I'll pick it up and check it out. Yep, Alan Alda here. She looks familiar, I can't think of her name. I'm assuming this is a boxing movie. It's a boxed release. So I actually bought this maybe a month ago. This is what I paid. 81 cents. So they're 50 cents, I'm sorry, they're 50 cents. No, yeah, they're 25 cents with tax. Next week, or the following week, I picked this up. A Blockbuster exclusive for my Gen X and maybe Gen Y that still remembers Blockbuster. I think my son barely remembers Blockbuster. He was like a baby when they were closing. Mermaid. Interesting. Assuming it's about mermaids, I guess. Not sure what it's about, but it's interesting. It looked interesting, so. And who released this? IFC. Next, we have Mills Creek Collection, Gorehouse Greats, Cult Classics, Primeval, Blood of Dracula's Castle, Nightmare's Way, Terrified, Blood Mania, The Devil's Hand. I actually have that in 3D. Stanley, Satan's Slave, and Madman's Mandoras. And he's coming up with the Brother Blah disc. Gore House Greats, Mill Creek. Next, we have a classic, which I've never seen before. Robert Redford and The Natural. I'm not gonna say I'm a huge Robert Redford fan, but I do like some of his classics. The Sting, Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid. Those are the only two that really come to mind. Oh, I think he did one with Sidney Poitier back in the day. Oh, let me hold it. Let me get my Blade Willie. Get my Willie Snips. Hold on. Got my Johnny Blade, my Wesley Snipes, my AKA Blade. Let me see if I can get this open here without cutting myself. This was $1, I think. There we go. Oh, very nice artwork on the back. Robert Redford again. Robert Redford, The Natural, TriStar release. Robert Duvall. Who else is here? My wife has seen this. She said it's pretty decent though. The Natural. So this is what I picked up the next collection. We'll do Hamilton book. Not a good movie. I watched this. This is just rather kind of blah. I have to tell the truth and shame the devil. Not a great movie. Very unrememberable because I'm trying to think about the movie. I thought it'd be hot because it's a Chinese ghost movies and they really kind of, the Korean and Chinese horror movies have been killing it lately, but this one was not it. Ghost Mark. I'm trying to see who was the distributor. Dark World. So, not a great movie. Next one. Haven't watched this yet. Chuck Liddell from UFC, Dolph Lundgren, Sean Patrick Flannery from Boondock Saints, Quentin Rampage Jackson from UFC and Pride, and also Danny Trejo, of course. Danny Trejo. Acceleration. And who is this? A Synergem release. On Dollar Search if you see some of these at Dollar Tree pretty soon. Acceleration. Next one, Dinotasia from the creators of Forgotten Dreams and Grizzly Man, which is a hilarious movie. It's not supposed to be funny, but if it's the same one I'm thinking about, it's this guy who chooses to live among grizzlies with no type of training whatsoever. He's just, hey, I'm gonna live among the bears. And interesting ending, but back to this, Dinotasia. It's a Flatiron release, Discovery Channel. So I guess it goes into a little kind of documentary about dinosaurs. Dinotasia. Let's see what else. This one looked interesting, plus it was relatively inexpensive. Wild Bill, nominated from the BAFTA Awards. Brilliant gangster drama, outstanding. Another Flatiron release. Don't really recognize any of the actors or actresses. So I'm assuming these are mostly like UK actors, I'm guessing. Wild Bill. Next one, this is like a dark comedy. I like my offbeat, quirky type films. This is a Dark Side release, Dark Side films, which they have some decent films. Oops. Oh, good thing I don't keep these things. Applesauce. Nice artwork. And I don't really recognize any actors or actresses on this one. Flatiron release, Applesauce. Next we have Monkey's Paw, which is actually a pretty decent movie. It's a Chiller Film release. I believe Chiller Film is one of those streaming horror films, horror channels. This is a Scream release. And the dude from Avatar, I think Don't Speak 2, that guy. Very nice slipcover. Nice artwork on the back. Nice artwork on the disc. Monkey's Paw. Let's see. Return to Salem's Lot. This is based on the Stephen King novel Salem's Lot. I'm sure I've seen this. It's been such a while, long time. The first one was pretty decent. The first one, if I recall correctly, was like a mini-series, on CBS or NBC, something like that back in the day. I don't know if the sequel is good as the first. Probably not. But I'm somewhat of a completionist with certain things. Return to Salem's Lot. And the last one I got from Hamilton Book. Yes, I just talked about this guy. Yul Brynner. Written and directed by Michael Crichton. Westworld. Very cool film. Warner Brothers collection. And Richard Benjamin. Josh Brolin's dad. James Brolin. Warner Brothers release. Westworld. And this is what I paid for that out at Hamilton Book. So most things was like under $5, 3, 3, 3, 2, 1, 3. Only thing that cost a lot was Return to Salem slot, Shout Factory. Those things are expensive. And to kind of segue into what I picked up at eBay, Amazon, Future World, the sequel to Westworld, except this one is actually a Shout release. So we got this at an eBay auction, I believe. So we can get under $20 for this, I believe. Yul Brynner, Westworld, beautiful artwork on the back. Except in this one, it has Peter Fonda, and don't remember her name though. Future World. My classic pick for the week, the Spike Lee joint. Yeah, Denzel Washington, Spike Lee, Mo Better Blues, fantastic soundtrack also. You also have Giancarlo Esposito in here. Who else? Joe Ali, Cindy Williams, Ernest Dickerson. There's this fantastic scene, actually. Rap group, can't think of the name, with Mr. Cheeks on it. They do a scene from there where, don't want to spoil it though, but Denzel does some kind of unscrupulous things involving two women at the same, inviting them to the same venue at the same time. So, very interesting scene. Mo Better Blues. And this is a Kino Lorber release. Lost Boys, or something. Lost Boys. They have a video. I can't think of it. My Crazy World, which takes a scene out of Mo Better Blues. And my last pick is my 3D pick for the week. We have my Japanese import, The Eternals. Very good movie. Haven't watched it in 3D. I just got a brief glimpse of it. Pretty much anything Disney, Marvel they put out is the 3D is pretty much on point. Especially if they do the Japanese imports. They do a pretty good job on the artwork, on the disc, on everything. Usually everything, even the 3D comes out looking beautifully. So these are my picks for the week. You know what time it is. Let me put these where they belong and get you good people on your way. Hold on. I have everything scanned into my CLZ Movies app. C's in Charlie, L's in Lima, Z's in Zebra. And let's finish this out. I have everything laid out, ready to be put back in its proper place as usual. I appreciate each and every one of you that lasted through this, left comments or will leave comments. But if you don't mind, give me the big thumbs up, subscribe, please share. Other than that, may the best of your past be the worst of your future. Everyone be safe. Deuces.